It's that thug life tatted across the navel. It's how I am in real life, not just on cable. It's the narcissist. Tell me about my arrogance. No more counseling. I don't negotiate with therapists.
I saw this clip of the Game in the studio with Kanye, a bunch of other people. I think I saw Hit Boy in there. And it was just this new song that dropped. Kanye West talking about, I don't negotiate with therapists. Right? Talking to me about my arrogance. And I think that this is a really powerful thing, and a lot of people not going to get this. But modern therapy predicates on validating and coddling psychological reactants and pushing an idea of hyper-independence in a way that denigrates and erodes sexual polarity. Oftentimes, when people are going through relationship issues, the issue is not that they don't properly communicate their needs. That's part of the issue, but the issue is the sexual polarity is eroding. Kanye West is coming to a place where he's getting more masculine in his mindset. Now that thing about going to beat up Pete Davidson, I don't know, that's some other shit, right? But at the same time, that mindset of, you know what, I'm going to lead this the way I'm going to lead it. I'm going to take care of my family the way I'm going to take care of it. And I'm not going to raise my kids to be spoiled brats and to be entitled and to be bougie, right? Like, this ain't your mama house, right? You go ahead, get on your brother's shoulders, get that top ramen out. And these lines is some real powerful stuff. Because, listen, it's like rich dad, poor dad. Some dads are poor, and then they put unrealistic dreams into the kids' heads, or at least they give them dreams with no plan, and then after they reach a point of adulthood, that's when they have to hit them with reality. And then if they didn't have the resources or the wherewithal and the mindset to put them in a position to learn their passions, to integrate their passions and their dreams and their goals, and then instill that hard work and that hustling, right? From a young age, but hustling smart, not hustling backwards, right? If they didn't teach them that at a young age, then after you reach adulthood, that's when you have to hit them with a dose of reality. It's just like the red pill, right? If you're blue pilled, then you're going to need the red pill. If you were never blue pilled, then you never need the red pill. You're already integrated. You already understand certain things about female sexuality and female sexual nature. So you're good, right? But a lot of men, they grow up and they don't have that. And they don't have the natural attractiveness or the natural game and masculinity and dominance that's just within themselves, just inherently, right? For them to be able to lead and be masculine and dominant in a relationship. So the poor dad might do that. But then what a lot of rich dads do is, instead of teaching their kids how to earn things, how to work for things, and having the resources to say, okay, cool, if this is what you want, this is what you got to do, but I'll do it for you. I'll take care of it. And also having the opportunity and the ability to put them in a position so that when they reach a certain age of maturity, they're already on the path towards their goals. They're already on the path towards their dreams, so that their dream can become a reality. But with this idea of modern psychology and modern therapy, it goes against the grain as far as it further erodes sexual polarity. Right? So it'll tell a man he's controlling or insecure when there are insecurities within his relationship that he's trying to safeguard his relationship from. Maybe the dude didn't vet the woman well enough. Maybe the dude was overly emotional about the woman. Like, yeah, there are certain things, and I'm gonna say this. There are certain things about the marriage between Kim Kardashian and Kanye West that were good to me, right? There are certain things that people will say, oh, it's just bad. Me, I'm not the biggest fan of a man who's rich and then he just decides that, you know what, now I want to just go deal with a white woman and marry a white woman. If that's what you want to do, if that's who loves you, if that's somebody who's down with you, like before you get the money, and then she's down with you that whole time, and then that's how you want to move, and you just love her and she loves you and she down for you, that's dope. She stood by that man when he had $50 million in debt. So I can't completely look down on the situation. Plus, Kim Kardashian's mindset of helping get people out of prison is something that I have to respect. I respect that, right? But Kanye knew what kind of woman he was before he got with her. And he couldn't handle that shit. He couldn't. Right? Before Kanye West ever dealt with Kim Kardashian, he already put her on a pedestal because of how attractive she was, how powerful she was in a masculine sense, and said that's the woman he wanted to be with. Now, they both have a certain level of narcissism, right? And I think they both have the same MBTI style. So they both have a certain level of narcissism, and I think they're both ISFJs. So there's certain things that are similar between them, but relationships work on polarity, not symmetry. It works on polarity, not symmetry. So when I'm looking at this, one thing I understand is that in this modern day of therapy, it erodes sexual polarity. It's not about sexual polarity. It's not about the man being in a more dominant masculine position. It's not about the woman being more feminine and submissive. It's about both parties trying to be masculine and submissive, and both parties trying to bend and yield to one another in a way that causes the woman to respect the man less, in a way that causes the man to resent the woman. But he's going to be constantly badgered, told that he's wrong for the things that he sees, gaslit, right, about the things that he sees are issues, and told that if he is just more understanding and emotionally empathetic, sympathetic, and understanding, that it's going to solve the relationship issues, and that shit doesn't work. It only works with a woman maybe if she's not overstimulated already sexually, right, and overstimulated with emotional validation. And if the dude is really the problem, then maybe therapy will work. But in a lot of instances, that's not what's going on. In a lot of instances, they're going through sexual polarity erosion. The sex is starting to go down. The communication is starting to go down. The way they relate to each other is starting to go down. So now the man is saying, okay, cool, I'm going to take a little bit of a more submissive position because I want to save my marriage. He's getting feminine, right? Because he has to be emotional and emotionally open up and all this different shit. And it's going to validate the woman's emotions, but she's going to lose respect and lose attraction to the man along the process. So, man, big ups to Kanye saying he's not going to negotiate with therapists, right? As a man, you have to understand that being a man is something that in this day and age is going to be looked down on. Being a masculine dominant man is something that society looks down on as if you're a tyrant, because they don't know the difference between a feminine dominant man and a masculine dominant man. Therapists make their money off of validating women's egos. Therapists make their money off of telling women that, oh, you just need to be more independent and y'all don't need to be codependent and y'all don't need to depend on each other, right? And if you depend on each other, it's just for your emotional needs. Your needs are your issue. You have to decide for yourself and stuff like that. Unless you have an open marriage, right? And I said this in another video. Unless you have a relationship style where any need that you have you can outsource, then that's not a good idea. And even then, if you don't have certain type of hierarchy of opinions that are important, you know, and self-soothing is still important, but if you don't have a certain hierarchy of understanding who is in charge, who's in the lead, then it's going to lead to sexual polarity erosion. So you know what? Big ups to Kanye. This is Brodie. I'm out.